When buying white radish, don't just look at the size. Many people don't know how to choose radish. When buying, most of them choose the largest size to buy. In fact, if you have the skills to buy radish and want to avoid buying brand radish, you shouldn't be too arbitrary when choosing them. Just look at some of these points to easily choose good quality radish, crispy and juicy. First, evaluate whether the white radish is fresh or not by observing the leaves. Since fresh radishes are crispy and moist, you need to know which type of radish is the freshest to buy. The simple way is to check whether the white radish leaves are still fresh or not. Check that if the leaves are dark green, it means the radish has just been picked and is still very fresh. If the radish has no leaves or the leaves are yellow, it means the radish is no longer fresh and has been harvested for a while. After the radish is stored for a long time, new sprouts will grow on the surface. When the sprouts grow, they will absorb the moisture and nutrients inside the radish, so they taste very bad. When buying white radishes, if you come across a white radish without leaves or with yellow leaves, do not buy it. Then, check if the leaves are moist or not. Moist leaves mean the leaves are fresh. Dry or yellow leaves mean the radish is no longer fresh. This is a very clear sign to choose fresh radishes. The second factor in choosing radish is to look at the size of the radish. Many people choose to buy very large or very small radishes. Actually, the average size is the best. If it is very large, it means that it is older and the taste will be worse. It does not have a fresh and sweet taste. In addition, this old radish always has a vein that cannot be removed, making the taste worse. Many of these larger radishes may have a hollow core inside, which is dry to eat, so you should not choose it. The extremely small white radish has been harvested before it is fully mature. This type does not taste very good because it has a short growing period or does not receive enough nutrition during its growth, so the water and nutrient content is relatively low and the taste will be pungent, which will not be as delicious as medium or larger radishes. In addition, the cooking efficiency of too small radishes is low and uneconomical, so we choose medium-sized radishes, which are more economical, more juicy, and crunchy. Third is to compare the weight. Some people buy white radish and simply think that the bigger the radish, the better. In fact, the right way to choose is not only to look at the size, but also to weigh the weight. Some large white radishes may have bran inside, and white radishes like this have low water content, are easily spongy or hollow, making them difficult to eat. Therefore, when choosing, choose a medium-sized white radish that feels heavy when weighed, and will have enough moisture and taste better. Usually, two radishes are the same size, but the heavier radish will have more water, be firmer inside, and have a more natural taste. The fourth point is to look at the skin of the white radish. The skin of the white radish is relatively smooth and white, intact, without wrinkles, no cracks, and no bruises. Then buy it. These radishes will taste sweeter. You can also preserve this radish for a longer time. Even after 10 days, the radish is still fresh and juicy. If you encounter a lot of wrinkles on the surface of the radish, it means that it has been preserved for too long, so the meat inside may not have much moisture, and the taste is naturally very poor. Do not buy radishes that are crushed or have many scratches on the skin or many small holes. This type is not delicious to eat and cannot be preserved for a long time. If you encounter white radishes with black spots on the surface, it means that their quality is very poor, the inside is dry, the moisture is reduced, and may have been damaged inside, so do not buy it. Radishes have cracks on the surface due to improper water and fertilizer, or temperature difference, or excessive use of hormones. It not only looks unsightly, but also reduces the freshness and nutrition of the radish, and the cracks have even been invaded by bacteria, so do not buy this type of radish. Do not buy them. They taste very bad and are not easy to preserve. Fifth, judge from the roots. In fact, there are some roots on the surface of the white radish. This is normal because the tail of the white radish is stuck in the soil when it grows. In my experience, watery white radishes do not have many roots, and the tail is usually small and thin. This usually shows that the white radish absorbs nutrients more strongly during the growth process. So this type of white radish is often very delicious and crispy because it has fewer roots and a small tail. It is better not to choose to buy some white radishes with many roots and thick tails because it has less water content and may have a gritty core. There is also another situation where you should try not to buy a radish, which is a radish with two tails, because it is poor in nutrients and does not taste very good. When you choose such high-quality radishes, not only will they have high nutritional value, rich in vitamin C, fiber, calcium, potassium, etc., but dishes with white radishes will be more delicious. Do you remember how to choose white radishes? Learn how to buy white radishes at the right time so as not to lose money. Radishes are the softest and most delicious in season. If you also want to save this delicious radish and continue to eat it next year, I will share with you a simple and practical method to preserve radishes without burying them in the ground or putting them in the refrigerator. It will stay fresh and juicy throughout the winter. Now let's see how to do it. Use a knife to cut off the leaves of the white radish. Because the top part can easily dehydrate the white radish, we need to clean these things so that they will not continue to grow and cannot absorb and destroy the nutrients inside the radish. Where are you from? Please leave a comment to let me know. It's nice to know that we see each other all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. It's great to see your support. Next, spread a piece of plastic wrap on the table. Then, we place the radish on it and cover it with plastic wrap. When wrapping the radish with plastic wrap, it is important to squeeze out all the air. Otherwise, the radish will be exposed to the air for a long time and will dry out and affect the quality of the radish inside. Wrap all the radishes that need to be preserved. But before preserving, check to see if there are any rotten spots or scars on the surface of the radish. If you find any, you should take them out and cook them right away. White radishes that are not preserved like this will become moldy or rotten and inedible. We wrap the radish that needs to be preserved like this so that the water in the white radish is not lost, and also to isolate the head and tail of the white radish from air and bacteria so that the radish does not rot. Wrap each radish with plastic wrap for preservation. Next, we prepare a carton and put the processed radish in the carton. Then seal the carton and place it in a cool, dry place. When you don't have much space, you should pay attention not to put the carton directly on the ground because the ground is relatively humid, which is equivalent to piling up radishes on the ground. They will mold and rot when wet. You should put it on a brick to keep it ventilated. Using this method, radishes can be preserved for 3 months without spoiling. It is very convenient when you only need to take one to eat. No matter what kind of radish you have, you can use this method to preserve it without losing water or drying out the core. Do you remember how to choose crispy, sweet white radish? The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your relatives and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.